Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I thought that it would be fun to go and recreate another one of these little holiday treat gifty type things. I don't really know what we're calling them, but this is a really super duper cute little dimensional box that we're going to recreate today. And of course we have used, hey Cherise, thank you for hopping in, darling. Today we have used Christmas paper, of course, but you guys could very easily just change out the pattern of paper to give it an entirely different theme. And so it's so stinking cute. It's very just small and compact, and it would hold some really fun treats. And so what we have done today, and what you guys are going to see recreated in the video, is there's just a little bit of custom stamped tissue paper, and then this little box will fit 5 of the Hershey nuggets. And of course we just wrapped those in patterned paper. So this was what we're going to recreate today. So thank you for joining me, everyone who has hopped on here, whether you guys are watching it live or if you're watching the replay. There has been a really good response with all of these little treat gifties that we've been working on. I have a lot of team members and fellow consultants and customers as well that you guys like to create things for craft fairs and holiday gift giving, and just little treat things to create and give out throughout the year. And so you guys are giving me really good feedback for some of these projects that we've been showing. And so it's so funny. I have we're leaving the state for the next 3 to 4 days, so I will not be live again after today until probably I'm going to say Monday, maybe Sunday, but definitely Monday. And so I have like this list that's like 3 miles long of all of these projects that I cannot wait to create and show for you guys. But you're going to have a few days of not having to listen to my ramblings because I'm not going to be around my office. Oh my gosh, Tracy, 1 a.m. in the morning, bless your heart. You must really enjoy my ramblings to stay up that late to listen to me. You'll be off the hook the next few days because I won't be live. But this is the project that we are creating today, guys. We're going to do it start to finish. And I wanted to show you, just in case you have not seen all the other videos, you guys can see, just hop back here on the business page where you're watching this live or the replay. Go right back to the video page, to the business page, and click up on the top left where it says videos. And that's going to take you directly to the tab that's going to have all of my recent videos where I filmed live. And we've done a lot of really fun projects. This is what I call a paper bag pocket. And I did the video showing you guys how we did all of these steps start to finish, and showed you a lot of different tips and techniques and tricks and that type of thing. So this is a really, really fun gifty that you can, of course, change the paper and give it year round. So this was, we did the paper bag pocket. We have done just a little cute little treat bag topper. This, of course, if you didn't want to do Halloween, you could very easily just substitute the paper. But this, again, uses the Hershey's Nuggets, which I love crafting with them. I just don't really like to eat them. So you can see the video for this one as well. And then we also did something that was just super simple, dressed up a microwavable popcorn sleeve, that you can see that video as well. But today, we are going to go right ahead and jump into this cute little box. Now, you guys, secret of the day. If you didn't know this thin cut set was actually introduced previously in our product line, and guess what? It is still available and it is on sale. $12.25 you can buy this entire set. So it's a large one. I'm going to show you here next to my Versamat. It's one of the large thin cut sets, and it's going to create this main die here creates the cute little box that you are seeing here. And then there's also 2 additional dies. You have a large oval and a large square. And this is one that I created previously, of course, using the box, and I used the square die right here for my little tag here on the top. And it turned out so, so, so cute. So today for the box, we're actually using one of the fancy tags that's in the new thin cut set. But I just wanted you guys to know that you can still get this die, this entire set. I believe this was $34.95 originally priced when they released it. But it's marked down to $12.25, and it's on the clearance section of our website. So if you guys hop over to my shopping website, susanwilliams.ctmh.com, and if you click the shop tab, that down, you'll see all your products select categories on the left, and clear down there at the bottom is the clearance tab. And so you guys can click on the clearance tab, and it's filled with bargains. Oh my gosh, there's items as low as $1. You can get stamp sets and thin cut bundles for as low as $5 right now. It is crazy. And when you guys shop on the clearance section, you're still qualifying for the stamp of the month. So you can still grab the bargains on the clearance section and qualify for the stamp of the month for $5. And then you guys are going to get my free pre-cut stamp of the month card kit and get those emailed files and be admitted into the virtual class and all of that super fun stuff. So this, just because it's not in a current catalog doesn't mean you can't still get it, but I wanted to play with it today. So this is what we are going to be creating, this cute little box with the custom stamped tissue paper. So let's just go right ahead and get started with this. Today, again, we're crafting with the Hershey Nuggets. And as I mentioned, I don't really like to eat these. I'm kind of picky about my chocolate, but I love to craft with them. They're one of my favorites candies to craft with. And so when you guys... when you will create your little custom, your little, I don't know what we're calling them, the little wrappers, the little pretty wrappers, you guys are going to need just a small piece of cardstock or pattern paper that measures 1 inch by 3 inch. Okay. So this is a really great way to use up a lot of scraps and that type of thing. And so we are we going to use the green? Actually, we might use... Yes, actually we might use this pattern on the back instead of the green text. And so you guys are going to need 1 inch by 3 inch, and you do not need, whoop, I bet I'm almost out of adhesive. And you guys do not need a ton of adhesive. You don't have to worry about using like crazy sticky adhesive or anything like that, because it's okay. They're going to sit in this box and they're probably going to start to come undone just a little bit, and it's absolutely fine. It doesn't bother me at all, because, you know, the purpose whenever you give this to the recipient, you want them to be able to take the wrapper off and enjoy the treat. So you don't have to worry about, you know, you don't need to put a straight jacket of adhesive around these things. So we just have a little tiny bit of adhesive on here, and we're just going to begin to wrap them around the nuggets. Yes, the Tim Tam chocolate. I think we talked about that the other day, Tracy. You guys have some good chocolate over there in Australia. So we're just wrapping them around the nuggets, and these are just so much fun to craft with, you guys. I have project after project looking back through my old photos years ago when I did a lot of these 3D treat holders. I use the Hershey Nuggets all the time, like all of the time. Maybe just a little tiny bit more on this little booger here. They're just so easy to craft with because they lay flat. They're easy to cover with pattern paper. They just, I don't know, they're just so fun to play with. So I think you guys will enjoy them too. And the fun thing is that if you get the great big bag, like the great big industrial bag that looks like, it's about like the size of one of the 5-pound bags of sugar. It's fun because it has both gold colored wrappers and silver colored wrappers. So if you guys are like me and you don't really like to mix your gold and your silver, you can go through your stash, and when you're creating your projects, you can use both gold and silver embellishments because you have the multiple colors of the wrappers. So we have our nuggets wrapped. Now we're just going to go right to our box, and this is what it's going to look like whenever you cut it grab it out of your Cuttlebug or your Big Shot or whatever you're using. And really the only thing that you need to make this successful project is a bone folder. And as I have been telling you guys a lot lately, your tools, and when I say tools, I mean, you know, things like your piercing tool and your bone folder and the markers and the ink pads and those type of things. When I say tools, I mean things that are not consumable, things that you're not going to use up with a project. Hey, Devin, thank you so much for joining me. Oh my gosh, it's late in Australia for you too. You girls are like being crazy rebels and you're staying up past your bedtime just to listen to my ramblings. Bless your heart. But you guys need to always keep in mind that your tools really can kind of make or break your craft experience. It can either make you have a really good experience, or it can kind of give you a few, you know, little trouble pieces, little trouble steps there. And so I have really learned over the years, even me being like a Madame Frugal Pants, that the better tools that you have, the better experience that you're going to have. And so if you don't have a bone folder, I absolutely encourage you to grab one. I am I am creasing. The thin cut has, of course, scored your lines, as you guys can see. So it doesn't take any time at all to crease them with the bone folder, but I really am just very picky about my creases. I want a very, very crisp crease. So I'm always going to use a bone folder. Always, always, always. You're getting ready to hear my puppy outside. Well, when he's misbehaving, he's not my puppy, he's Randy's puppy. But you're getting ready to hear him. He loves whenever he hears my voice on the camera. My studio is it's right at the edge of the porch, and that's where he usually will play. So when he hears my voice on camera, he will usually come up and scratch on the screen right next to my camera. So you're probably getting ready to hear a crazy racket. Okay, so easy as can be, and the only adhesive that we have to place on here, guys, are just these little 4 tabs here. And it doesn't take a lot. This box really stays together quite well. So I don't really even use any of that fancy schmancy, like crazy strong adhesive. I'm just using my Tombow tape runner, and it seems to work just fine. So sticking them all together, this is just crazy fast. You guys could, this would be something that if you had kiddos that wanted to help create treats for family members or friends at school or Sunday school classmates or, just whomever, this is something so easy that they could even do without any trouble at all. So look right there. Yay! Okay, box is totally made. So let's go ahead and we're just going to do a little teeny bit of quick stamping. We're using that cute little Christmas script, which is the mini stamp set. It's those little tiny, they're about 3 inches by 3 inches is what the carrier sheet is. And they're just little tiny stamps. There's only 1 image on the set here, and it's only $3.95. So this would even be something that that's on my list. You guys are going to see a little gift giving idea. So if I have fellow consultants who want to give gifts of the little mini stamps, you guys are going to see a project that holds one of these as well. So that is coming up. So you might tune in next week probably. But we're going to use the Merry Christmas on one of the little fancy tags, and we're just going to stamp it really, really quickly in the archival black ink. Nothing to this. This is like watching paint dry. Absolutely like watching paint dry. And yes, our tag has a hole in it, but you're never even going to see it because we're going to cover it up with this great big pretty bow that we have going on here. So we are going to, here's the bow. I already created it. And if you guys would like to see the process on how to use the Bow Easy, which I have been showcasing many times on the recent videos, then you guys can, in fact, we may grab a bigger glue dot. You guys can tune into, just go right here to the video tab, and you will see quite a few videos where I have showed you step by step how to use the Bow Easy. So I have my tweezers here, and what I'm actually doing is I want to, when I've created my bows, if I can get my camera to autofocus, what I do is I will actually, are you not autofocusing? Listen here, mister. You pay attention. Okay, so you guys can see where that glue dot is stuck. I like to put the glue dots on either side of the loops here, because what it's actually going to do is not only is it going to help you adhere the bow onto your project, but it's also going to help these loops to not tuck back inside each other. When you create them on the bow maker, they are created kind of inside each other. And so if you put a glue dot here, it's actually going to, when you get it smashed down on your project, it's actually going to help keep those loops from sliding back inside one another, and it's going to keep your bow a little bit prettier. So we're just touching our bow down onto our row of glue dots and then pulling them off. That's always the key to the glue dots, is you guys want to make sure that you take your project to the glue dots themselves. Don't take the glue dots off of the roll, because then you have them sticking everywhere. So I always will smash it down with my bone folder. Again, your tools really, guys, make a big difference. A big, big difference. So I'm just smashing it down with my bone folder. Now it is good and secure on there. And we are just going to add a few of the little leftovers from our shaker cards. So we have a little bit of dimension here. If you guys like to have it, if you want to have it a little bit flatter, you don't like all of that dimension, that's okay. I'm just a little bit obsessed with dimension, and foam squares usually make its way into all of my projects. And I love it because now that we've been creating so many shaker cards, we have all of these leftover pieces, as you guys can see. if you've not seen any of the shaker videos, we just use the outside ring of the foam there when you create a shaker window. And so you have all of these leftover pieces of pre-cut foam squares for you. And I love working for a company that is very mindful of our budget. I love that they wanted to give us even a little bit more value for our dollar. That makes me really happy. So just peeling off the back here. If you guys have acrylic nails like me, this stuff will stick like crazy. Absolute crazy. Okay, so adding this little guy onto here. In fact, we should have added the bling before we stuck that on here. So we're going to go right ahead and do that. We have a few of the gold loose sequins. And you guys, if you probably know by now that these are the bling that Close to My Heart gave us to actually go inside our shaker windows because they're loose and they have no adhesive on the back. But I have been, because I'm a rebel, I have been adding glue dots to the back of them and using them as adhesive backed gems, and I just love them. They are such a bright and shiny gold. They're super, super shiny. They're and I just think that they match so well with like the gold foil paper and the gold glitter paper and all of that good stuff. So just trying to dig through here and grab another smaller one. And for me, it's just easiest for me to pick them up with my little tweezers and take them again right to my roll. Don't take the glue dot off your roll. Take the sparkle or the sequin up to your roll. And then you will just, oops, that one kind of stuck there. There we go. And then you'll just push them down and onto your project. So let's see. One more. Sorry, guys. Every time I think I'm going to have this part done for you, and I forget when I turn my camera on. Oh, did my phone freeze up? I think my phone froze up. Now you're getting to see my hand frozen instead of seeing me actually move these sequins around. So hopefully you can hear me. We're going to keep going. I hate my internet so, so much. And it probably hates me more than I hate it. Anybody still there? Oh, dear heavens. It's still frozen. Ooh. What are you doing? There it goes. Okay, now it's unfrozen on my end. I hope that you guys can see me now. Okay, so that you didn't really miss a whole lot. We just put down a few of the gold loose sequins using the mini glue dots. And so now, again, remember I told you that your tools really can make or break your crafting experience. So this, one of the Shinhan alcohol markers, this is the Carmine, which is our red color. And we can very easily, like within seconds, create any color of sparkles that you would like. Look at this. We'll put the white paper behind it. Look how bright and pretty that is. Cute, right? And it took like, what, a half of a second? It is crazy. So, again, I say, if you guys do not have really good tools, you are missing out. You're absolutely missing out. So what I might encourage you to do is if you guys don't have any of the alcohol markers that we sell, you might consider what color of bling you might like, depending on, you know, the paper collection that you're currently working with, and maybe just add one to your next order and see how you like it and be able to color. You can color not only the clear gems, you can color the sequins, you can color my latest discovery, thank you to my team member, Linda, is that you can color your staples now and have really beautiful colored staples that you can just color them with your alcohol markers before you stick them inside your staple gun, and then you have colored staples. So there's no more just plain old silver staples. You can have color staples now. And yes, I have a video on that, and so you guys can just need to refer right back to the business page and you will see that as well. But I am just adhering these cool little, and yes, this is a little easier to do before you put your bow on, okay? So don't do what I did. Put your bling on before you put your bow on. But now this portion is done, but you guys will see how quickly that is, and you could take a package of clear sparkles and turn it into colored sparkles that you can custom color to match your projects that way. So now we get to do a little bit of stamping. Okay, so this is just a little piece of just like the, oh my gosh, what are we calling it? Not crepe paper, tissue paper, a little bit of tissue paper. And so we're just going to do a little bit of stamping to give it this really fun custom look. So of course you guys can pick your own, the stamped images that you want. You can pick your, the colors that you want, whatever's going to match your little box. Pardon me, it is no trouble at all. So I have a little piece of tissue paper, and the size that I have is 8.5 by 5. 8.5 by 5. And so the hardest part is that when you get done stamping it, you have to crumple it up so it actually has the texture of tissue paper. So you may want something that's either bigger than this if you have a larger box, or you may want something that's smaller than this so you don't have quite so much paper down inside your box. So that is just going to be a personal preference of yours, but mine is 8.5 by 5 is what I'm using today. So we're grabbing our stamped images, and these are some images from, again, did not think to bring the stamp set over, but it's from that Christmas countdown stamp set. Has a lot of really great fun images that we were using. We've used many of the images in the other gift giving ideas that I have showed you guys in the other videos. So that might be a stamp that you might want to add to your collection. So what we're going to do is just a little tiny bit of random stamping, and we're going to use Archival Black, Fern, and Candy Apple. And these are the colors that I think match the Tis the Season paper collection really, really well. And so if you guys are not familiar with the term random stamping, it is just what its name would imply, okay? It's random. There's no pattern. Don't overthink this. It's not that big of a deal. Some of your images should trail off of your page. It's just, you cannot make a mistake here. Like if you looked at my tissue paper very closely, you could see that, you know, I had some ink that smudged and some mistakes that I probably would not just leave alone on a card or a scrapbook page. But this has a very, almost kind of a, maybe a little bit of a weathered look to it. You could even take some of your brown ink and maybe even distress around some of it if you wanted to give it even more of like a vintagey look. But don't overthink this. You cannot do it wrong. Absolutely cannot do it wrong. If you're using most tissue paper that I have found, it does bleed through because it is so it's so thin, and so you won't even be able to tell which side is up because it's so the ink just goes right through the tissue paper. So you guys want to make sure when you're doing your stamping that you use a little bit of scratch paper underneath, so you're not getting ink all over your surface and then getting it all over your project whenever you begin finishing your project. So I just have my holly leaves in the fern ink, and again guys, not overthinking this, okay? Just adding them in a little bit of a V shape. Some of them are trailing off the page. We're going to flip it around. Just don't overthink it. That's like the #1 rule of this technique. Don't overthink it. You can pretty much create any type of pattern paper that you want. Of course, this one we're just using the holly leaves, and then we have a little black, I don't really know what you would call the little starburst type thing, but we're going to use that to kind of tie in all of the colors that we have used. I'm just adding a few more of these that are, again, just trailing off the page. Just trailing off the page. Okay. Gosh, I hope I'm on camera. Woo. Sorry guys, that's my biggest challenge, is working in such a really small space for you guys to be able to see. So now we're gonna grab our Candy Apple, and this is a pretty true red, guys. It doesn't have that orangey tint that Cranberry had. I didn't really care for Cranberry because I didn't really like the orange. So Candy Apple is that really pretty red, and it does not have the orange. Okay, see how I made a goof there? That's okay, don't even think about it. No one is even going to notice it when you get your paper all crumpled up and put inside your box, okay? So don't even worry about it. So we're just adding our berries to our holly leaves. And again, this would be something really fun for your kiddos to help with too, if they would like to stamp. And you know, pretty young children can stamp, guys. You don't have to. There's nothing rocket science going on with this, so we may add one more here. So get your kiddos involved. They would probably love to help make some of the gifts this year and give them a fun project as well. So here is our black, and we're just adding this cute little starburst image. I have no idea what it is. I don't know what we're calling it, but we're adding him anyway. And again, remember, we're not overthinking this, guys. Don't overthink it. You can't do it wrong. It's not a big deal at all. Sorry if my camera is like being a crazy autofocusing Nazi with my hand doing this. I'm so sorry. You guys sure put up a lot to hear me on this camera. Okay, so this is the hardest part for me. I don't really like paper that's wrinkled and crumpled. It's just one of my, it makes me a little bit anxious. So now the hardest part is that you have to go and crumple this up. So it actually looks like tissue paper. So, ta-da! Crumple that puppy up. Look at all that we just ruined. Ha ha ha. Okay, so isn't that cute? And you guys could absolutely take, you could take some, see how that ink was still a little bit, why is my phone freezing up again? Oh, darn you. Listen here. Oh my gosh, you guys. I swear technology, I hate. Anybody still there? Oh, heaven's sakes. I don't know if you guys are still there or not. It's my stupid booster, my antenna. They have me a new one that's coming, that they're sending it to me, but I'll turn around and when it doesn't work, it blinks red, which means it's not currently working, and that is my issue. So hopefully the new one will help. Okay, I hope you guys are still there. If not, what a train wreck of a video, and I will take it off of my page. As you guys can see, when we crumpled it up, can you see with the white background that a lot of the green has transferred because that ink was still wet? So we have a lot of the green transfer. We've got the red ink transfer. The black is archival. It's permanent, so it did not smear. That's a good illustration for the archival black as well. But it just kind of gave like a little bit of a... Vintage is probably not the right word, but I kind of like how it smeared all the ink together. It's kind of a neat look. So now we're going to just add him to our box. And isn't it cute? It just added such a cute little touch there. And it also, since the nuggets did not fit absolutely perfect in the box, this was a way to kind of cushion the edges so that they were not like sliding around and that kind of thing. So 5 fit perfect, and here you just have to turn them opposite directions. But isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. I think that's so cute. And if you guys wanted more of the tissue paper, you could add more, or if you wanted less, just make your little piece a little bit less. And then at the box here, guys, has a little lip here that you can stick. As you can see, that you can stick the little groove down inside there. I might have gotten my tissue paper a little bit bundled up. Might have to readjust him so that they will stay shut. But isn't that cute, you guys? Oh my gosh. And it doesn't take hardly any time at all, especially if you don't have all these internet crazy issues like me doing a video. But hopefully this will give you guys another idea for using our products to give some gifts to some of your friends or loved ones, or, you know, these are probably not gifts you're going to give to a person that you're going to give a sweater to. You know, think of your mailman and your teachers at school and Sunday school kiddos and, you know, coworkers, fun stuff like that. And these are things that you guys can easily do year round, not just at Christmas time. Just change the paper that you're using and it'll work for any occasion. But remember, you can get currently, until they're totally sold out, and it's, of course, while supplies last, but you can get the entire box thin cut set for only $12.25 right now on the clearance section. So just hop over to susanwilliams.ctmh.com and click your shop button, and your product categories are on your left. And if you go all the way to the bottom, you'll see the clearance tag, and there is stuff for as low as $1. But you know, you can grab your thin cut sets with your stamp bundles for like $5. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, the deals that are on there. So you guys just make sure that you check that category when you guys place your web orders, and they add stuff to that category on the clearance section without telling us. And so many times it's days before we even know there's new stuff added. So you can always find a really fun bargain there. But this, you definitely want to grab these before they're sold out, because these are super fun to play with. But anyway, I hope that it was a little bit informative for you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And remember, if you did not catch some of the other videos where we've been doing a lot of these little little treat projects, just go right back here to the video tab on the business page and you can watch any of those. And you guys are welcome. Send me your questions and I'm always happy to help. It really is. It's a blessing to serve that I dearly love to help you guys. So send me your questions or any way that I can help you and I'll be glad to do it. So I hope that you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. And if you missed the first part of the video, I will not be doing videos Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday because my husband and I are taking a trip to the mountains. So I hope that you guys enjoy your week and it's not maybe too cold wherever you are. But again, guys, send me your questions. I'm happy to help and I hope you have a blessed day. I will talk to you soon.